All right, ladies, buckle up. It's showtime.
And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. It's the Copperhead Road Podcast live on Rumble. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, you name it. We're there. Again, great news. We were nominated for an award. What was the name of that thing again?
The Road RODE Creator of the Year.
Road Creator of the Year we're nominated for. So it's exciting. You know what I mean?
It is important to make the distinction between RODE and ROAD because we're not paving. That's not what we do here.
So, again, maybe paving the road to success. Am I right?
Maybe paving the RODE road to success. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, it's Copperhead Road, RODE, right?
No.
Whoa. Oh. Yeah. That might be a problem. Let's just say I might have to change some t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'll be honest. We were all kidding aside. I think there's a reason why maybe a few people that I expected to get back to me right away didn't get back to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So anybody that owns the Cooperhead Road Podcast at gmail.com, if you're flooded with with emails from like Fred Durst and different things of that nature, any stars, consider it your lucky day. And my typo.
Yeah, you gave him an in. I think that I'm not sure that there's a Cooperhead Road podcast. I would have to imagine it has somebody named Cooper. Right?
Oh my God, maybe it's Bradley Cooper's.
Maybe, or Cooper Tires.
Yeah. I mean, we can sit here and do Cooper, and search for good Cooper things all day.
But, I really think it's going to be a short day, to be honest with you.
Really? Now I feel fucking challenged. Son of a bitch. Now I got to go.
Mentally challenged?
What?
No, like mentally challenged?
I heard you.
Would it be safe to say that we're one of the most hated podcasts on Spotify? According to our research.
No, you know what? No and yes.
Good.
I think it's yeah. Well, hold on, I can barely get this out. Here's the thing. It makes me.
I can barely get it in, from what I hear.
You wish.
What do you mean? That's a compliment.
Okay. You're right. Like that, like a fucking horse. Good for you. All right. Unrelated. Listen, I don't know if we're the most hated. That would probably be the false statement. But I'll tell you this. There are so many people that when they dislike something, they really, really, they need you to know. They need to be heard. The ones that don't like it, the ones that like it, they kind of just go about their business. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
enjoying the show, enjoying their life. They're probably like, you know what? I'm going to tell Footer I enjoy this. I really like this hat today, and I love the way he comes off just as himself and doesn't try to fancy anything up. You know what I mean? Shows its scars and all, right?
Well, I mean, you can apply it even to your own life. You can go to a restaurant 1,000 times and love it, but the first time you get a hair in your fajol, you're going to write a bad comment.
That's true. Because it's true.
That's a great call. But the thing is, right? So like I said, if you really like it, and you wanted to give me a little compliment. Like, you're probably just too busy with your life. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
things are going on for you.
What
So
kind of a society do we live in when we only can tear each other down rather than compliment the whatever?
let's just turn down the temperature. It's turned down. We're good. Okay. Look, watch me. Mhm. Okay, we're good. Temperature down. Now, listen. Here's some of the good things. Right. It's a fact. Our daily consumption has to be from the people that dislike us, right? Because we bother you so much that you have to chime in and just to see how annoyed you are. And listen, I'm guilty of it myself. You know. Um, with that being said, and here's what you're gonna love. Um, without a doubt, my co-host, my partner,
He's
my
talking
com-
about me.
my compadre. All right, for our friends, legal and illegal, but our friends nonetheless, because this Copperhead Road right here,
Yeah,
okay, we we're here for everybody. With that being said, you ready? You're gonna love this.
I'm ready.
The haters are gonna hate it, but you're gonna love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you realize that number one, people aren't gonna like this? Oh, we might be making some pretty good money. Number one. Number two is,
Doing okay. We're almost in the black. Whoa.
bro. Hey.
One N.
No. The funny thing is that people don't understand. Like, and again, we're not here to talk any numbers or anything. And look, Rex could get hit by a car tomorrow, so we don't know. Anything could happen. But
Why am I getting hit by a car?
it's just hypothetical, bro.
You're
Don't
the one
worry
who plays
about it.
street hockey. How am I going to get hit by a car?
Yeah. Oh God, do I miss roller hockey as a kid? Oh, do I miss? We'll get into roller hockey. We'll do it. Truth, I have an hour on roller hockey. We might get to, but
Love it. Like,
yeah,
great.
yeah. I would imagine you'd be, and not no. It's not a heavy set thing.
No.
It's more. No, it's more of. I feel like you're stout, if that's the right word. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in baseball, I was a catcher. In football, I was a lineman. More than likely, in hockey, I would be the goalie.
Right. In not so many words, he's got some badonky donk. But okay, okay, and that's good. That's good. He's like the Beyonce of podcasting. He really is. He really is. Everybody.
Does that mean I'm going to leave this and go on my own and make millions?
Again, yeah, no problem. As long as I can go to Atlanta and light my ex-husband's fucking house on fire. Honestly, I think that's the wrong one. That
was Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC.
Yeah, that's true. But did she pay? She paid dearly, didn't she?
Yeah, she bought the farm, as the kids say, not the one that the ancestors worked on.
Yeah, she did the old Payne Stewart, as I like to say.
Is that how she died? A plane crash?
I believe, yes, actually. Yeah. Yeah. As
Okay.
I like to call it, the old. You know what? I'm not gonna say it because it's good. That might get me in trouble. You know what? It's not too soon, so I should say it. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. Okay. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. The old Kobe Bryant Bungee.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, I shouldn't have fucking hyped it up so much. It would have been funnier if I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you live and learn. You live and learn.
And you die a dummy, as some people say.
I'm sorry?
I said you live and learn and you die a dummy.
You ever think about doing a bumper sticker with that?
Yeah, guess who said that? Our old friend.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. I swear.
Really?
Who? Say it.
Okay. Who in my life do I always do this every time I talk about him? You got it.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Now I know. Yeah. Okay.
But
anyway, let me get back to bragging about the show. So not only nominated for a road award, which is a podcasting award, and I'm pretty confident we're going to win. And number two is where I cannot tell you, and I got to be honest with you, I'm going to shift this into something positive. I want to say a hearty thank you for the last 2 months of listeners. I can tell you this. We're going to continue to pump out some content, right?
Yeah.
Some is going to be gold. Some maybe sterling silver. You know what I mean? If you're allergic to sterling silver, just honestly drop us a line. We'll see to it. It's almost like we'll give you like a peanut free section. You know, am I right?
Oh, a what free section?
Yeah. Well, wouldn't be what you thinking. Peanut free set. Yeah. And we're gonna
Hmm.
we're gonna work with our people here. We don't want you to break out in a rash from Copperhead Road. Or, we don't want you to have road rash. Boom. Ha!
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and since we're doing a little braggadocious thing, again, compared to a lot of huge podcasts, not a big deal. But yesterday, we across all platforms, we went over 500,000 views. So I think that's pretty good.
Take a second. Do we have any?
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, please.
No, sit down. Thank you.
No, for real. Play it one more time, please. No. I mean, hey, look. I know. I get no, please. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me zip up. Okay. All right.
Where is he zippers in the back? Why is that?
Let's just say when I was younger, I had a very aggressive uncle, and I haven't been able to sit down without one of those like airflated little fucking balloon thingies. Yeah, since probably 87. So it's not a pretty story, but that's and by the way, it's funny you should say that. And because of things like that, you know what? Maybe you too have dealt with some things in life, and nothing better than to get some help. And what we do here at Copperhead Road is we use BetterHelp. BetterHelp is something that has really been it's done its job. It's helped us. So you guys might want to do that too.
Yeah. And I don't want to make everybody laugh, but as a survivor of child molestation,
I didn't laugh at that.
I was going to say I applaud your efforts. That wasn't the sound I was making.
Don't be a tattletale. That's it. Kept whispering. That's it. Kept whispering in your ear. Don't be a
Don't be a tattletale.
Don't be a tattletale. Let's get you kids lying. You bunch of tattletales.
Yeah. So Jim Norton's gay, I guess. Is that where we ended up? I guess.
I don't know. And hey, guys, by the way, I want to make it very clear. Being molested, I could poke fun at molestation. Just so you know. Now, if you haven't,
worst station to be at.
It's really what?
I said it's the worst station to be at.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's true. It's like saying the N-word. You know what I mean? Like you can say it if like a bunch if you are. See, so I have been, so I can say it. You know what I mean? Okay. I just want everybody to know that. So I don't want to hear one people like, you made it. No, I can. So duh. All right. So let's get that out of the thing. Let's get that out of the way. Anyway, if you do need help, you go see BetterHelp at betterhelp.com and tell them Copperhead Road sent you.
Or see perhaps Footer's uncle.
Oh, you don't want to do actually. Well, you know what? Let me clear some. It was not my uncle, by the way. Everybody in my family is wonderful people. So just I want that out. I want that on the record. But anyway, I want to thank all the listeners for listening, and we have, as Rexy said, we've broken what would you say, 500,000, 250,000?
500,000. We
500,000.
Yeah,
500,000.
Rumble and Spotify, and again, the numbers on the other things are we're just there to have a presence, I guess. But those are where it's an industry term, but it's called where our meat and potatoes are, where our bread is butted.
Yeah. I've been telling you though, you since your diet and you've been using the margarine. I mean I can't believe it's not butter. No, listen, just because you've been spraying it with that spray butter, I just want to say, look, I know it doesn't taste good, but you look great.
Thanks. And again, don't ever fucking bring up the M word. If you eat margarine, you're a fucking poor
M person.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't. And the truth is, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But you know who's not? You know who's not poor? Copperhead Road.
No.
You and I poor as fucking piss poor. But this entity right here that you're listening to, people, this thing is a gem. So feel free to shill. We're shill for us, and we'll shill for you.
I need some clarification here. Are you saying you're okay with margarine?
No.
Okay, because it sounded like you were like part of Big Margarine or something, and
it sounded like a girl I dated in high school. She was a little heavy set.
Yeah,
I'm kidding, by the way.
Her name was Parquet.
Yeah. But let's get to the meat and potatoes, so I could wrap up the bragging part. Again, so thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It has been some exponential growth. And let's continue to share and like and tell your friends, because we only want to get bigger and we want to get better. So that's why you've noticed the quality of the audio and the video has been so much better. And guys, and I promise this is the last thing. I promise you, I don't mind any criticism, any hate. I don't mind any of it. But I do ask, please come on the show and we can work that out. It's very simple. You say what you say, right?
Yeah.
And end your rant on whatever it is, whether it be a criticism. I would hope it would be, I would love it to be a criticism, right? And then say, and I can explain just what I'm talking about. And then we will respond with some contact information that you could reach out, and we will bring you live on the air. I can promise you, if you are respectful, you will get the same respect no matter what.
Yeah, and matter of fact, if you look at our page right now, what we're scrolling right there is our live stream right now. So if you want to join us right now, type that into your .coms, and we will certainly invite you in. We're not looking to own anybody, but like a conversation. Since you motherfuckers killed the actual best conversation list we had on our side, so
right.
But that's that. So.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what? What do you mean?
Because our best conversationalist was Mr. Kirk.
Yeah. And again, it seems to be that the haters, that's the shame, is that I really feel that if you, for any reason, are a Charlie Kirk fan, which we are, which we are, and that's not even, and even if we weren't, I'm saying to you, like, if we said something that you think that we said wrong, come jump on and talk about it. We want to learn. I think that you have not paid attention, and maybe because you just couldn't get past my mumble mouth or whatever you want to say about Rexy. But if you could just muster through that and listen to what we said, I think that anybody that comes upon this podcast, okay, will be very, very surprised that I think we will find a lot of common ground, and a lot of common ground. And last thing as well is, this is not a scripted podcast. This is, off the cuff for the most part. We have some talking points. So not only am I proud of Rexy and what the show has accomplished, because of the way we do this, I'm also very, very, very curious to see just how good these listeners are and these criticizers, or maybe even people that agree. Because if you agree, I'd also like to be on the show. Also like you to be on the show, because maybe you'll bring some insight that we don't have. We're looking for. We're giving you third mic options here. You know what I mean? And look, you could be heard again, Rex. Just and if anybody doubts our numbers, we have no problem being able to provide that for you. But Rexy, like, how many people would they be reaching with their opinion if they came on the show?
If we do Spotify alone, you're talking at least between 6,000 and 8,000 people a day.
Okay, that's a day. So
Yeah.
then if it sits there over the month, what do you think? Maybe.
I think our monthly average is 100 and something.
I think it was 110. I think it was 110 or 101, something like that. So my point is, whether you like us or not, whether you think we deserve it or not, these are the facts. And we're saying this, we were joking, obviously, if you know us by now, we're not bragging. We're trying to explain to everybody out there that here is a show that is going to give you guys an opportunity to voice your opinion. You won't be judged. We may disagree with you and have a conversation about it. And maybe it would get heated because that's just the way you're a saucy fella or a saucy gal. And next thing you know, we're mixing it up. But we can make it entertaining. So my point is, please feel free to you will be you will have much more worth to society, or lack thereof worth to society, if you come on this show. You have a voice. So I mean, think about it. The Copperhead Road, the show, the beacon of free speech.
Yeah, and a couple of things. We granted, there was some audio issues early on. Hopefully, we've sort of tightened that up a little bit. A lot of people, to the average listener, I don't think they understand how fucking expensive it is to run a high quality podcast, especially when the hosts are not in the same studio or in the same state.
So we'll be starting super chats, everybody.
Yeah. If I told you how much we've spent on this show so far, you'd be like, oh wow, I could buy a car.
$32.47.
It's a Matchbox car, but still a car nonetheless with wheels.
Perhaps more than that, Rex.
Perhaps. So that's one thing. The other thing is
I don't do crack.
Yeah, you haven't done crack in months, so
your ass, I've never done it in my life.
I know. Again,
as a kid, you dabble in different things, but crack was not one of them. Meth was not one of them. Heroin was not one of them. Let me stop there.
I was gonna say I've done pretty much all those. So
yeah, but I haven't. So that's the. Oh, maybe you were the crack.
They just called you
someone from your. Maybe it was somebody from your past.
They called it freebase for you just to make you feel better.
For me?
Yeah.
I didn't. Bullshit, your ass.
This is a show. We're just trying to have fun. Okay, so
okay, yeah. Then I'm a bassist.
Yeah. This is going to tie right into the rest of the show. A lot of the heat that we get aren't actually from leftists. A lot of it is people who are defending Nick Fuentes. I know you hate it when I do that. Candace Owens. We've mentioned like Valhalla and a couple of other ones. We don't have any heat with any of them. I
like them all.
Me too. Steven Crowder is another one that love. Well, we have some things here and there, whatever.
I don't have to agree with them. We don't have to agree with them to love them.
But most recently it's been the Candace Owens stuff. And again, I don't think I've ever, said anything other than I really like Candace. There's a lot of things that I agree with her with. And again, could be, she's too close to the thing, but I think she's really off base and actually doing sort of a disservice to the investigation into Charlie Kirk's death. So what we would like to do is actually kind of go through her last podcast, and sort of, again, I don't want to critique, but maybe point out some things where she's either not telling the whole truth, flooding the zone with poor information, or
porn,
or
information,
poor. Low quality, whatever you feel more comfortable with. So anyway, this is her last episode, and and then we've actually sort of compiled a list of all of the people who would have to be involved in the conspiracy to make it happen. But we'll go through a little bit of her, and then for whenever you want to stop, just say the word, and I'll say the word stop. That's probably
I'm gonna let you lead the charge on that part. And I'll kind of. Hey, is the audio okay again on my end? What happened was I had a little problem, but I'm back. Is that good?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay. And one thing I wanted to add to what you said, as far as you just said that, like you just did that opening perfectly. And like I so heard you, what you said as far as like, how you like her, like Candace Owens, and and then you kind of said, but you wanted to critique a few things, and you don't agree with everything. Do you realize you will get people that heard you basically say, you're anti-Candace Owens? Like that's what happens here. People, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to what the man said. Don't just jump on clickbait.
Right, and the fact of the matter is as opposed to like, we don't have a dog in the fight. I don't.
Right.
It doesn't matter to me who actually does it. All we're looking at is the facts as we see them, and making a logical conclusion. Obviously, Candace does have a dog in the fight, both with her friend, well, we'll just leave it at her friend. I don't want to accuse her.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And guess what? We've said 1,000 times. We don't know. We don't know. We have no, like he said, you have no dog in the fight. We have no fucking idea on what is what. But as the facts were coming in, we've kind of been digging through and figuring things out. And Rex's take right now is absolutely perfect. I got chastised on comment for defending somebody that is pro Candace. Okay, was angry with me because I was defending her by saying, possibly she has like postpartum or something, because you can. And again, I was just throwing it out there to try to give her some sort of a understanding, or I was trying to rationalize where this is coming from. And as you will see, it has gotten out of hand. And again, she's a brilliant broadcaster. She has done amazing things for the conservative right, for the movement, for young people, for black people. But
for Jews,
no, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying she needs to support Israel. I'm not saying that either. She could have all the criticism in the world. There are plenty out there to do that.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And our point is, this is kind of gone too far. If for some reason any of the things that were considered wacky come to fruition, then you know what? Holy shit. You know what I mean? That's really, that is the reaction. It's not like, oh my God, well, now what are we going to do? Like, we're going to have to give back, the fucking Mossad money. That we can't do that. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Good. What do we got?
All right. Go ahead and play, kid.
All right, you guys, happy Monday, and get ready because we are going on a journey. I left you guys on the ultimate cliffhanger last week. I did not intend to, by the way. I genuinely wanted to get the information out as soon as possible that Tyler Robinson is not suicidal. And I'm going to tell you how I know that. Also, while investigating this assassination, there is a politician's name that keeps coming up. And now he's apparently mad that we keep asking questions. I'm beginning to think that he might know something that he hasn't yet shared. So I wanted to kind of loop you guys into this and see what you think. Welcome back to Candace.
Thanks for having me.
And I left that first part in on purpose because right out of the gate when he's talking about he's not suicidal, again, it's a mislead. We'll get into that actually.
Well, again, you can also say
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
He's suicidal. Yeah, the
Tyler
50-50
Robinson
shot.
didn't kill himself. I mean, these are the phrases that we now use and that we say when we expect that the federal government is telling us a lie. Last week, I have to tell you, I was contacted by a source who I vetted with information that answered a lot of the lingering questions that we've had about the investigation. Not all of them, but some of them, some of the big ones.
Real quick there.
First and foremost, we were
Again, I wasn't even going to pause here, but that's one of the things that I've noticed that's really starting to aggravate me is that
Her tumbler.
What?
The tumbler being purple.
Oh yeah, the Stanley there.
Yeah, is it bothering you?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Then go on.
The she'll say it a couple of times in this, and she's even said it in other cases or whatever. But I've got this source, and she seems to be able to say whatever fits her narrative, and then just credit to the source. And she seems to have a lot of sources very close to the matter that it seems kind of like, you know, she's got a source that is a member of Lance's family. She's got a source close to the Tyler family.
She's got a meat sauce. She's got like a regular marinara sauce.
Right. She's got like the source.
Like an Alfredo sauce. She's got wait, what?
I said she's got 3 copies of The Source, the magazine.
Correct. You know, so she does have, you know, she has a lot of tea and saucer cup sets. So again, we're dealing with a lot of sources here.
All right, hit it.
We're like, how exactly did it work? How did Tyler Robinson turn himself in, as we were told?
All right, pause right there. Okay, that drives me crazy. Like, are you telling me that everybody that turns himself in, what? What do you say?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing at all. It paused on her mouth. Now, never mind.
But again, she said it 2 or 3 times now. Why would he turn himself in and not admit guilt? Okay, that happens a lot. You know, you're saying everybody that gets arrested, everybody that gets brought in immediately confess to the crime. No, again, if you have a lot of heat on you, people want to talk to you, cops are going to come into your house with a SWAT team. You're like, well, I'll just go in on my own accord and turn myself in. That can't be part of your conspiracy. It happens every fucking day. Go ahead.
And did he actually author those absurd Fed messages?
And just to add what you were saying, if you remember what I think everybody is agreeing, I don't think this is any point of contention or any controversy, that he was brought in by a family friend who was in law enforcement. And, you know, prior to that, there was some time that he was with his parents. So, and they made some contentions for him, like, you know, getting him water, making him comfortable. So I'm sure that they were so wanted to play their cards right, that they probably told him, okay, listen, don't say anything without your lawyer. Like, this is already a high profile thing. I'm going to assume they had to have called a lawyer, whether even if it was as late as on the way to the precinct. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they had a lot of time between the arrest. I mean, excuse me, him turning himself in. So I would assume he was told to keep quiet. So that's again my opinion.
And then, you know, during the interrogation, they did good cop, bad cop, except the good cop was dressed like Teddy Ruxpin.
They really did fucking walk on eggshells with this guy. But again, and now remember, which scenario is more plausible? The one, let's just say that Rex and I said, as far as you know, he probably lawyered up. He had plenty of time to do so, and or at least was advised to. Or is it Candace's thinking that making it this absurd thing that he didn't confess to it immediately when he turned himself in? Let's pretend I don't know which is right or wrong, but genuinely look at yourself in the mirror and make a note at home, folks, so you can make a comment. All right.
Yeah.
And did he actually author those absurd Fed messages? Because I'm thinking no. Lastly, what was he doing at Dairy Queen? Doesn't really quite fit into our timeline. Also, don't expect this kid who just tried out being a stone cold killer to really have an appetite. And why exactly did the feds withhold that
Can you
information
pause that?
at Dairy Queen?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's a known fact from behavior analysis, people that deal with criminals and especially ones of these heinous with the heinous crime that they commit and especially of a grandeur nature like this. Guess where they find them a lot of the times? At diners, sitting and eating. It's one of the first things that they do. Again, am I definitively saying that this happens all of the time? No. But there is statistical data that will back that up, that it's really not unheard of to find a person that has committed heinous crimes and then go get something to eat.
Well, and not only that, but isn't that where they arrested Luigi Mangione in a McDonald's?
I believe so, but again, that's just one of the many examples.
Yeah, and I mean, you're trying to apply logical mentality to an illogical situation. Yes, if I killed somebody, yeah, I might have the tummies a little bit, because I'm not a psychopath, but you're not dealing with a normal person here.
And why are they allegedly stalking the Dairy Queen to see who comes in and out? Well, we have the story that could potentially answer all of those questions, and it certainly makes a lot more sense than the slop that the government is currently trying to feed us.
Oh, the dairy rabbi.
First and foremost,
I see what you're
Tyler
saying.
Robinson has never confessed. They acknowledge that he has never confessed to this crime, and he still is pleading innocence on the shooting. In fact, I was told that he was, quote unquote, bewildered by the idea that he carved casings. I should be clear, he does not dispute the fact that it is his gun at all. It is his gun. But Tyler is not exactly a gun enthusiast. He doesn't hunt like his other brothers do. In fact, he's apparently a fisherman.
Okay.
The reason that he has that gun.
And again, this is a lot of, I was told, okay, by who? Who we told? Oh, you happen to know somebody who is close to the Tyler family, happens to watch Candace, and you're getting all of this information, even though they're not giving it to anybody else. He admits it's his gun, which is there. Okay, well, the next thing would be, it wouldn't be about carving casings or he's not a hunter. It would be, I don't know how the fuck the gun got there. So he's not, that's not in dispute, is how the gun got there. Well, no, I traveled 3 hours away from my house. I brought my gun, I put it in the woods, but I didn't shoot him. Okay, well, again, it's a lot of this vague source stuff that she pulls in, and this is sort of the case that I was making earlier about why the FBI may not provide things. Again, if the FBI is fairly confident that Tyler Robinson is the killer, and again, they probably have a lot more information than we do, but they have to build a case for his conviction.
Yeah, so, Rex, real quick, just so you know, I gotta stick up for Candace a little bit. Do you know it's proven? I have a source. It was proven that he was not really a hunter; he was a fisherman, and that would explain. There were several attempts. People have on camera. There were actually hooks come flying across the crowd.
My God.
And almost like caught, like hurt, and then he was trying to assassinate with an actual fishing rod. He's tried that a couple of times.
I think it was the number 10 Woolly Booger. I think.
Yeah, that was actually my nickname in high school. So yeah, Candace is right. He was a fisherman, so it makes more sense that the assassination would have probably taken place with some sort of a fishing with fishing gear. You know what I mean?
Try to get that insight on fucking the mountain guy or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and Jesus Christ, I'm kidding. Please don't comment about it. For God's sakes. All right, go ahead.
In the first place is because it is, in fact, a custom-made family heirloom. Tyler is the firstborn son, so he inherited. That's what firstborns do. They get the family heirloom. That is why he has the gun. As many of you guys have noted, the Robinson family appear to be conservative, hence the hunting and the fishing as the sports of their choosing. I am told that they are fans of Charlie Kirk and they are fans of Donald Trump, although this source noted that Tyler, like many other conservatives have expressed, wished that Trump would sometimes tone down his speech and his rhetoric. Now, on the topic of rhetoric,
I think
I am
again, we all have our moments like that.
Not author those text messages. What text messages? He has no idea where these messages came from. Believes that they are therefore entirely fictionalized. It turns out
he believes they're fictionalized.
That he doesn't actually use words.
Pause right there. Even that language, he believes this. Okay, either you'd be like, I didn't write those fucking things. They're not fucking me, or they're made up. Not, I believe that they were made up. I don't think that they were me. And again, the obviously the words. Again, we don't have any comparable context. We don't have any other texts or whatever. And what she's going to bring up is a body cam video of an arrest of a car accident where he says the word car. Oh my god, it was definitely the Mossad. Now go ahead.
Vehicle, which should come as no surprise to anyone that has a brain. By the way, I'm sure you caught this, but there's old footage of Tyler Robinson that is now circulating from a car accident that he had. And during the discussion with the officer that showed up, Tyler certainly refers to it as his car, not his vehicle, because that's how most Americans, how most English speakers refer to a car, unless they're in the military or on the police force. So here is 2022 police body cam footage, in case you missed that, of Tyler making a crash report. Take a listen.
Your mom's on her way? Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over. Gotcha.
His mother was gonna shuttle over from her car. Interesting. There's more, of course.
He also says shuttle over. Like that's common lingo.
Learned is that his father does not believe, his parents don't believe that their son committed this crime. I was like, huh? Excuse me?
Okay.
That's a far cry.
Again, this is, let's actually, if we could, can we bring up the overlay of what I had said about everybody that has to be involved in the let me pull it up here so I can read it. All right. So in order for these are all the people that Candace has laid out for possibly being involved in the conspiracy. All right. So we've got Tyler.
So far that he's named so far.
That she is, that not in this video, but in past videos, okay. And coming forward. All right, so we've got Tyler, who's the shooter, Lance, his furry boyfriend, girlfriend. Now she's mentioning Tyler's parents. Again, because according to the story, the going story is that they helped him.
Help me out. Let's do this. I want you to help me clarify. So let's go down this list, and so these are the players that would have to be involved. So okay,
right, we don't have to be involved. Oh, I'm just
no. This is good though. This is really good. Look, okay, Tyler. So she feels he's in on the conspiracy by.
Well, he would have to be at least attached to the conspiracy, because if he was there. In the area, his gun is there. It doesn't mean that he may actually be part of the conspiracy, but he has to be a player in the conspiracy in order for this to work, because he was there.
No, that's good enough. No, let's keep him brief. Okay, so, and Lance, the boyfriend. So because of the text messages,
Right, because if Lance was a part of it, he'd be like, "Look, I have my phone right here. These texts don't exist. Again, according to the text messages, he was involved back and forth. He had talked to him.
So
there's
so
also
him not getting involved, meaning by dispelling the text, that means he's part of it. Perfect. So that's Lance and Tyler.
right, and also according to the text, he saw Tyler engraving the bullets. So he would have foreknowledge there. So
but how would that make him part? That part wouldn't really make him part of the conspiracy.
Again,
he's already part of it by what you said
in the crime.
Right. Okay. Okay. So then Tyler's parents, we found out just now, they are part of the conspiracy. How?
Well, again, the original and the going story is that Tyler's parents were messaging him back and forth. That looks like Grandpa's gun. Do you have a picture of the gun? It was him or it was the parents that involved the friend of the family to bring him in. And then now Candace is saying that they don't think that he had anything to do with the murder, which again is a complete 180 of the going narrative.
Okay, so right now, so that you have Tyler, Lance, Tyler's parents, all would have to be working as part of would have to be part of a conspiracy to prove the narrative that we're being told. Wow. Okay.
Right.
That's okay. So if you believe so far 3, that's really hard to believe, but right, we got a long list. So okay. And everybody heard.
The media has been telling us. Remember,
like I said, everybody heard exactly where each player stands and why. So if there's any questions of, anything you've just heard, why we think these 3 players would have to be involved for the narrative to go sour.
Right.
Remember, the media presented this amazing story. The father realized his son was guilty, so it goes, right? And then he phoned over a friend to help him convince his son to turn himself in, because this guy, this mysterious guy was a friend and just had a connection with Tyler. And eventually they said, "You got to do the right thing here. We know this is you." That was the vibe. Certainly that's what the media was putting down for us to pick up. Well, I was told actually that it was kind of the opposite. That quote unquote family friend, who we learned was a former detective with the police force, at least, and so therefore has strong ties with the police station, informed the family. It was that in-between person that informed the family that Tyler had been identified as the shooter. He recognized him. He knows Tyler. He gives them the heads up. And then I'm told, and I believe this, that the way in which he got arrested, or rather turned himself in, was because that family friend / neighbor / former detective told him, "Hey, it's best for you to turn yourself in because there's only one of 2 options here. Either you turn yourself in and everything is peaceable, or the SWAT team could come in here and arrest you and things would get crazy."
Can you hold up a second?
So
yeah.
So okay, let's say she's 100% right in what the way she said it happened.
Yeah.
What's the difference of if the cop
and how
meaning? Well, either okay. We're the narrative is saying that the parents reached out to the cop, which is a family friend. I don't think anybody has any debate there. We know he was in law enforcement. There's no debate there. I think the debate or the controversy here is no. The cop called Tyler's parents because he was recognized as the shooter, and the narrative is Tyler's parents called the family friend. What would it matter? What significance would that? Oh, they're lying. So that proves everything else. I mean, I don't quite see where that would matter to her.
Well, and it also, again, if you look at the chain of events, I believe that he was originally suspected by the parents because they saw the picture of the gun, right?
Right. That's what we thought.
I believe that's the case. So the father would have had to have been the person who recognized the gun, because I doubt this family friend would be like, "Oh my God, that's Tyler's gun."
Right.
So again, if that was I'm not 100% sure if that was the lead-in, but if that's indeed the case, it would put this in, in exact opposite of the facts as we know them. But that's another person that would have to be involved in the conspiracy, is this family friend who used to be a detective.
Right, because they're saying they're saying the family called him. He's saying, Candace is saying, no, sources say that the law enforcement got in touch with the family. So that means that the cop would have to be lying. Or we would hear the cop go, no, that's ridiculous. I got in touch with them. Right. And why is the cop's keeping quiet? Because he's in on it. Okay, fair enough. Got it. Let's move on.
That's what happened. He went over to their house. Tyler was called over. Tyler was bewildered. He disputed the idea that he had murdered Charlie Kirk. In fact, according to
hold on a second. We're talking about it's really odd that he used vehicle, but he uses shuttle and bewildered. Okay.
Well, no. She said
you've been bewildered before.
No. But to be fair, she said that we don't know she was quoting him. We're just saying that she.
No, if we go back, she said that. She said that.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, if you go back a little bit, when he said he was quote unquote bewildered, that he was part of the
in here and arrest you and things would get crazy. So that's what happened.
Back
He
up
went
a little bit
over
more.
to their house, Tyler, because there's only one of two options here. Either you turn yourself in, and everything turned himself in. Emily, who we learned was a former detective with the police force.
She had it. No, it's forward.
Therefore has strong ties.
This is the second time she uses bewildered. I'm talking about the first time.
Family. It was that in between person that informed. And here we know this is you. Then to help him convince his son to turn himself in, because this guy hunted this amazing story. Does not believe. His parents don't believe that their son committed this crime.
Keep going.
Again, you missed that of Tyler making a crash report. Take a listen.
Yeah, we're way back, bro.
Yeah, just
I've learned it doesn't matter. Yeah, it was you were on the right spot, Jen.
Of the opposite, a family. It was that he got arrested, or rather turned himself in, was because that family friend, he disputed the idea that he had murdered Charlie Kirk. In fact, according to my source, Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus. Tyler, it turns out, which has already been revealed, was accepted into Utah State University.
I can play it, but guys, say it. But you can keep playing it and let the rest.
Again, how would a fucking source know whether or not he's ever been to UVU?
Isn't there footage of him there?
Well, my point, there's footage, and she's going to argue that it's not footage. But to make the definitive statement that he's never stepped foot on UVU campus, like 10 years ago, 4 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago, how would anybody know where he has been?
Yeah.
The source is Schmeiler Schmobinson.
Yeah. Why are you so fucking riled right now?
I'm just so riled because, okay, this is what I was going by before is, the law enforcement has got to make a case. They've got to make an airtight case beyond reasonable doubt that, again, if the facts lay out that this guy is the deal, that they get it to put him away. What she's doing is sowing reasonable doubt based on what I consider to be very, very weak evidence. And again, if it turns out to be somebody else, fine. But if this guy is indeed the fucking killer and he gets off on some technicality because she's doing this, that's what enrages me.
And the funny thing is too, is I feel like the more, and because you felt that way, but I feel like the more and more you listen to it, the more and more you're getting frustrated by it, you know?
Yeah, you should have heard it this morning in the truck when I was listening to it.
Yeah, but yeah. Do you have a sound drop? Because I'm sure Pat? Sajak? Anything? But there's a lot of that type of talk going on in your truck, I bet.
Maybe.
But I mean, look, I understand your frustration. I mean, where we at with the Macron thing? I mean, that kind of died a little. You know what I mean?
Well, she's on to this.
Well, kind of. That's my point, though. It's like, again, let's see it play out a little bit more because we have a lot to get through, and I know that your frustration level, you can stop probably every 3 freaking minutes.
Yeah.
So
Valley,
but feel free to,
and
as
that's
she's
actually
talking, text,
if you pause and
throw 2
reflect on
cents
that,
in.
because we didn't really consider how on earth Tyler became not just familiar with the layout of the campus, but familiar with the rooftop layout of UVU campus. So familiar that he knew exactly how to scale across the rooftops to duck down
Google Maps,
in order
idiot.
to take an almost impossible
Exactly.
shot at a Charlie Kirk who was sitting beneath a tent. How did he know how to do all of that? Had he been there before? That he knew where Charlie was going to be sitting and that he would have that shot from on top of the Losey Center? What? Right? I would actually, and I don't know, but I would imagine that even actual current UVU students don't know that possibility. Like they're not even that familiar with how to scale the rooftops and what shots they can take from it. We'll see.
Well, can you pause for 1 minute there?
Yeah.
I mean, I think sure. If I take her literal statement, I can see that as being true. But you got to. Most people aren't psychopaths, and aren't scouting out perfect shots to go on the roof. I mean, perfect shots to take at an event from a rooftop. Now, if you would frame that with just basically a little broader stroke of a brush, I bet you can't. Kids on campus know the ins and outs of that campus a lot better than she's making it seem. Whether it's to go sneak a freaking a bowl or joint, or whatever, whatever, to go make out with your girlfriend. Like you don't think that they've ever hung out on the roof before. And my point is, again, literally, do the students on the campus know the ins and outs of the rooftops to get a shot off, sniping wise? Probably not. You nailed it, Candace. Right. But generally speaking, I think that they do kind of know the layout, and again, using Google Maps and Google Earth, as you said.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I mean, even UVU has several images of the layout of the campus. If you look on Google Earth, you can get the satellite, the road map. And to be honest, if you are a hunter or if you play any of the, what do you
third person
shooter games or whatever. Again, it's the same lookout. Is it, again, that if you're going to have a conspiracy, that's one I'll buy into, is why the fuck didn't they have security on top of that roof?
Oh, for sure. And I'm looking at all your windows now.
Oh, hey.
What's up, buddy?
So like that, there is one conspiracy, and I think she goes into it too now, that I would be willing to entertain, is that she said that there is camera footage from the other side of the building that sees a guy in fatigue.
Oh, I thought it was going to be somebody to do with a black person doing it, and then you would entertain it, figuring, you and all.
You call me racist? That's the worst thing you can call somebody.
Play the clip.
I'm not going to fucking hear that.
That wasn't the one.
No. But anyway, one of her conspiracies is that that there's video footage of the other side of the building watching a guy in fatigues walk across the building as well, and she thinks that maybe this is the guy.
Yeah, because you know how they work so stealthy in fatigues.
Right. That's my point. Again,
with old Mausers.
Yeah. The theory I could entertain is that, that this guy was security, that you see, and the conspiracy could be that he allowed Tyler to shoot. Okay. Again, I don't believe that, but if that's a conspiracy you want to peddle, that's something I could listen to, because there is some plausibility, at least with the people on the ground, to be the case. But again, that one at least would hold some water.
And again, maybe it was the Mossad or whatever she thinks it is, allegedly. Okay, that's not the way they're going about doing it. Isn't it fair to say that? Is that not logical and reasonable, everybody? These guys think that it could never be the Mossad. What? No, we're just saying they're a lot better than that.
Right. And could somebody make the case for me why the Mossad would want to do that? Why would they want to murder?
That was brilliant. You didn't just out of nowhere, after I said that, I just kind of fell over. That was brilliant. Like they're a lot better than that. And then I fell over.
You fell over? I can't really see you at all. So
oh, that was a visual bit for well, I hope the crowd got it. They did. They're laughing.
But again, can somebody make the case for me why the Mossad would kill him? Because yeah, maybe he had some, like, he was starting to think about, well, maybe the Jews aren't as great as they were. He was still the #1 promoter of Israeli relations to the young crowd, and his murder would only weaken that, not make it better. So again, if you're going to say that Israel had something to do with it, you're going to have to prove that, or at least make the case to me why it would benefit him. Right.
Here's what I can do. I can go, well, listen, he had the biggest movement in
sorry.
He had the what you guys have, freaking falafels? Anyway, he had the biggest, youth movement on the conservative side, and I can buy into them being nervous that for some reason, if he did flip, that might be a real problem. With that being said, the last thing you said is key to everything. You'd have to make a case for that a lot better than some of the ones that we had. And now a mystery man with fatigues. Like, it just doesn't, the motive, I can buy into the motive if you were pushing that, but then you need to back it up. That you're making a claim, you got to back it up, and this is not enough.
Right.
The claim is fine.
However, my source says that Tyler Robinson was nearby the campus on that day.
Oh.
I'm wondering if that fact, which I'm trying to learn more information regarding, explains the Dairy Queen.
Nearby, his gun was there, but
because what
he's never been there before.
Around the campus on that day. Where
it's coincidence he just happened to be around there today.
Around the campus on that day. This photo never made any sense. When I plugged it into my timeline, it wasn't fitting in. So if you're wondering why exactly Tyler would agree to go to the police station if he's not guilty,
pause.
Ironically, the police.
I got it, Rex.
Okay.
Here's what happened. You know the Pokemon game. You know these guys. These type of guys love that shit, right?
Pokemon Go.
Yep. The Mossad sent him a fake Pokemon Go type of, and to get him to chase after the little imaginary Pokemon. It was in Dairy Queen. Boom. Mm-hmm. They snapped the shot. That's how they got him there. Fucking Candace nailed it.
Yeah, it was Raichu. I think it was a Pokemon they were going after. Could have been a Jigglypuff, but I'm not sure. We're gonna have to do a little bit of research on that.
I believe it was a Pinkaju.
Oh, I get it, because I got it. Nice.
We were honest that day on one of the points. Well, first and foremost, that point is Tyler is not suicidal. He wanted to go to the police station so that he didn't risk accidentally getting shot by the police swarming his home, as I said earlier, in a theatrical arrest setting. But rather confusingly, Nate Brooksby tells us
I have a quick question.
Tyler is suicidal.
Yeah.
So Rex, okay. He's bewildered. He knows nothing about anything that's going on. Is that kind of what was said?
Yeah.
But then why is he worried about the SWAT coming to the house? He didn't know anything about it. He was surprised, but he was bewildered when the cop got there. So
yeah, I mean, the bewilderment abounds.
I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding it because she's a lot more, as people said, she can run circles around me. So I probably misunderstanding that. I'm not even being facetious. I got to be misunderstanding because that wouldn't make sense because both can't be true at the same time unless I'm misunderstanding it.
Well, and again, even here, she's massaging the facts on the ground to fit her narrative. Okay, so she's basing this on the idea that he said he would rather kill himself than go to jail, that he's suicidal. There have been many people who have said, holy shit, I'd rather fucking kill myself than go to jail. That doesn't mean you're technically suicidal. That just means that I don't want to do this. I would rather be dead. That, you know, those two things don't necessarily line up all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's just take a listen to what Nate Brooksby said after he had been apprehended. Take a listen.
Brooksby?
So I get a call from my friend, and his said, "Hey, how you doing? Good." And it's not, he's been retired a few years. We'll call each other. It's not unusual for me to get a call from him or vice versa. And at 8:02
talking about
p.m., he calls me. Hey, I can tell his voice is kind of shaky. So my first thought is, who died? Like who's he going to tell me that died? And then I couldn't fathom what actually came out of his mouth. So he said, "Hey, I know who Charlie Kirk shooter is. I know the family through religious association."
Can you pause for a minute?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play a little. You're probably gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here.
Sure.
So I'm gonna play the CANDACE game, and I'm gonna be serious. Okay. So, and people that know interrogation and body language and different things, psychology, they're gonna know this. So now maybe it doesn't apply, but because usually it would be like if this police officer was asked a question, hey, tell us what happened about the call. He's giving a lot. Usually it's pretty much to the point. Yeah, I got a call from a friend of mine in law enforcement. He was shocked. He let me know, hey, I think we got Tyler Robinson here, and so on and so forth. He was a little wordy and detaily, which usually means it's a lie, to be honest with you, as far as psychology goes.
Sure.
So again, if I'm going to play the CANDACE game, that's another thing I would utilize to where he's being dishonest by his body language, by the way he's telling his story. The silliness of it, we once again are adding this man to the list of people that are on board for a conspiracy.
Right. And I would also,
that's not as plausible as the body language thing I just said.
Right. And if we're going to talk psychology, what are the
vice versa, by the way. I messed up that what I was saying.
But if we're going to talk psychology, what is the psychology on giving a nationwide speech in front of millions and millions of people on a stage that you're probably not used to being
on? Again, I don't know. So it may be just as he's saying. You know what I mean? I was playing the CANDACE game, though, meaning I was trying to look at something and go, okay, if I have a narrative. You know what I mean? This is a conspiracy. So then I took that and I gave you a legitimate thing. Like,
sure.
That's legit.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
Right. But that's my point, is that it don't mean shit. If it means something, if you are taking that end game my agenda and applying it to it. If you're working backwards,
why
which
are
I
you
just
calling
did,
Candace thing the end game?
End.
Oh,
End.
that's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
End.
N.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. No, not yet. Well, anyway, but you see what I'm saying? Like everybody can play the Candace game, and I'm 100% right. Two things can be true at the same time. I think he's not lying, but that's body language and a speech pattern of a liar.
And when you play the Candace game, you always end up with the Jews.
Yeah, for some reason, at the end of the day, you're not eating
he's
pork.
in Washington County now, and we're working on trying to get him to come in voluntarily. During that phone call, some information was provided about Tyler potentially having some suicidal ideations, was en route to a remote area of Washington County. The parents convinced him not to do that, and conveyed that they would stand by him and help him.
Was he at the house
peacefully
when he was having these ideations? And
no, he was driving out to a
Tyler was not
location, and then
suicidal he was just
they convinced him to come home
and didn't want to get shot. And then he gets to that part, right? He then tells us, Brooksby, that he came in willingly because he didn't want to die. Let's take a listen to that portion.
Within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office, where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives. So that was part of the deal. Is Tyler knew it was just inevitable with all the law enforcement pressure that his picture in the news, the gun on the news. He knew it was inevitable that he would be caught. He was fearful of a SWAT team hit on his house, or he was fearful of being shot by law enforcement. So part of the negotiation and getting him to bring himself in was that we would treat it as delicate and as soft as possible to make him feel comfortable to where he would show up at my office. And that's exactly what happened.
It can't be both.
Sure it can.
It can't be both. Was he suicidal and wanting to die, or was he worried about dying? It can't be both. And I didn't catch on to that early on. The answer was he came in because he is not suicidal and did not want to get shot and was confused.
Okay.
Now, you're probably wondering why the father and the mother didn't speak out to assert his innocence.
I am
that would
curious.
make sense, right?
Exactly.
Why don't you come right out and dispute everything immediately? Well, interestingly enough, I'm told that it's because the feds told them that if they spoke out, their lives could be at risk. Like they needed to.
Okay. So her case is that they wanted to come out and be forthright and say to the public that this is their story. They didn't think their son did it, right? But they were advised by the FBI to not say anything because they might be in danger, right?
By who? Did she say?
Well, she said that the FBI told them that they shouldn't say anything because their lives should be in danger.
Right. So are you alluding to her eluding that the FBI was going to put their lives in danger, or is she about to drop a bombshell and say, or are they alluding to a third party that they're privy to?
Can we just rewind that and play that part again?
But you have to play it past it a little bit too.
To die, or was he worried about dying? It can't be both. And I didn't catch on to that early on. The answer was he came in because he is not suicidal and did not want to get shot and was confused, as I am told. Now, you're probably wondering why the father and the mother didn't speak out to assert his innocence. That would make sense, right? Why don't you come right out and dispute everything immediately? Well, interestingly enough, I'm told that it's because the feds told them that if they spoke out, their lives could be at risk. Like they needed to keep things private, and they convinced the family to go into witness protection.
Okay.
If your lives are in danger, you shouldn't.
Okay. So once again, her story is that the parent, the one, I'm just going to recap so I can put a point on this. That the parents wanted to come out and tell their side of the story, but the FBI told them not to say anything and to go into witness protection, right?
From who? We know that part. We get to the meat and potatoes of my question is from who? I'm asking. Everybody wants to know from who is she? Who are they protecting them from? We know. We heard her say exactly that.
But My critique here is, though, she's saying that this was told to her and protected by who, I don't know, but she's saying that this information was given to them by the FBI, that they could be in trouble if they let this information out, right? But oddly enough, Candace's source sells them down the road and says, this is actually how they feel, and I'm going to tell you what they can't tell you because their lives are going to be in danger. That's a little convenient for me that she has a source that knows that this is the right story. They were told not to be open and outright, but somehow the source is just like, I don't care about their safety. I'm going to tell Candace Owens that this is the actual story.
Yeah, I'm listening. I hear the words coming out of your mouth. I just don't I think the bigger thing is what's the end game is my point. Like, yes, all those, okay, they convinced them not to say anything because why? They're in danger from who? That's the big story here.
Because it's all horse shit.
But that's not helping this. I'm not saying you're wrong, but that's not helping your dispute of her claim. Meaning there has to be someone that they're protecting them from, or you're saying that the feds are saying, hey, keep your mouth shut and stick with the story, or we're going to kill you. Or is it, listen, we have privy information? What is she insinuating? It matters. Because
what she's insinuating is a cover story on why the parents aren't coming out and bolstering her side of the argument.
Correct. And then just ends there. No explanation.
Again,
no insinuation.
But that's the whole fucking soap opera of this thing is, I have information. Tune in next time and we'll talk about it.
All right. Well, somebody please in chat or something, if you know more about what that is, let me know, or give a call in, or do whatever you have to do to get in touch with us, because I'm curious to know what the fuck, what all that means. Who why are the parents not coming forward? What are, who, is it to protect the narrative? Is that what we're assuming? Or we're assuming that it's to save their lives. That's what we're being told. Okay, from who?
Right. And again, they're not coming forward because they have no reason to. You know what I mean? The story, again, from my perspective.
And that makes perfect sense to me too.
Right.
But and I think we're going to wrap it up and maybe do a part 2, right?
Yeah. And I mean, the fact of the matter is that anybody's lawyer will tell them, just shut up. Just don't talk at all. And that's probably the reason for whatever, if Candace's point is right, if my point is right, any lawyer will tell their clients to shut up. So you don't have to go into, believing that it's because your live's in danger. Lawyer will tell you to shut up. All right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but wait, hold on. Okay. What were we going to say? But I do want to say one more thing about this, but go ahead.
I was going to say, do we want to run down the whole, list of players before we go and then, do a part 2?
Yeah, but again, I think if you do, when you do run down the player, you need to associate, you have to give some context to the name.
Right. Well, what we'll do is we'll kind of describe each one of them. The people that have come out so far, we'll give you the tie, and then we'll just be like, and these other players will come up later in the story, and we'll give context to them in the next show. Yeah, we can do cliffhangers too, Candace.
Yeah. Why are we half on camera? We're
because we have the
our only right arm. I can fix it. Just move right.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Here is the conspiracy of players that Candace has somehow decided that all of these people have to be involved one way or another in order for the going narrative not to work. Okay. So we've got Tyler. We've already talked about him. We've got the furry boy / girl, his roommate Lance. We've got Tyler's parents. people that we haven't talked about, Phil Lyman, who was the
Frankie Lyman and the teenagers.
All right. Sorry, that went over my head. I'm sure it's a doo-wop group or something.
Yeah, but I mean, he's bigger than that. He's famous.
Okay. Sorry. All right. So anyway, he was the guy who went against Governor Cox in the
the
election.
It's a family show.
You know, to be honest, I was like, I don't even want to say this because I know you're going to go there. We've got the actual governor that's in place right now. I'm not going to say his name because there's a child. We've got Benjamin Netanyahu.
You're a child.
Thank you. We've got the FBI.
Say his name right, by the way.
What, BB?
Baby Yahoo.
Are you on pot?
No.
Oh. All right. So then we talked about the other guy on the roof in the fatigues. The Tiffany woman and her nieces, the three that were on Good Morning America and recounted their story. And again, we'll go into that later in the next episode. There's also apparently a video with the shooter and a woman with him running on the roof, which I haven't seen yet. We've got the Valve company.
That's ridiculous. There's no fucking that doesn't exist.
Oh, walking down the street. I'm sorry. Yeah, they said that there's another ring camera of him walking down the street with a woman.
Careful. You are going to take such a fucking beating for that. Misinformation, you see? Thank God we corrected that. Jeez.
Yeah, well, thank production on that.
Well, I said it too, but thanks production anyway.
All right, so then we got the Valve company that she's been obsessing about, that all these conspiracies seem to wrap around Valve companies.
Makes me laugh more than anything in the fucking world. There's like fucking steam fitters going, what the fuck did we do? I'm fucking Italian.
Okay, and we've got, she insinuates, I wouldn't say implicates, actual members of TPUSA, people who work for the company.
And Nick Fuentes going around fucking encouraging all his followers to rip all their plumbing out.
Right, and again,
don't you dare enjoy that the luxury of that Jew pipe.
And that since you brought him up, like, now again, I shouldn't have to say this, but I don't wish ill will on anybody. But if the Mossad was going to take out a group of young, a leader of young Republicans that are anti-Israel, wouldn't it be him? I mean, wouldn't that make the most sense? Of course not. Why would that make sense?
No, you know what? I think you're right. Let me do the Candace. He was already pretty deplatformed already. He was already somewhat muzzled. He really was kind of on that type of a tip. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. But if I had to play the Candace game, but I'm going to let you finish, but don't forget that I want to wrap that. I have to wrap something up. I'm going to write down so I don't forget, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, he does have 250,000 viewers on Rumble, something like that. And he's been on, Patrick Bet David, and he does have a following. But taking out Charlie Kirk only makes his platform bigger. So,
but remember, but to be fair, first of all, I sound like you read that, but remember, but honestly, I'm not arguing or pushing back. I'm just trying to give you a frame of mind that you're not shocked when this all comes back to you. As big as Nick is, and I'm not denying him being very big platform. But again, you cannot even compare the two, because one was a movement that was embraced by many from all different places, both sides, with a message, what people perceived, which I believe is true, as unity. Nick comes with a negative connotation already, so that stigma alone may have Charlie take priority over him as far as being a threat to the state of Israel. With that being said, that I think it would be the other side. I don't believe that or disbelieve it. I'm just saying I believe that would be the other side. But go on.
All right. So we got the guy who took down the camera behind Charlie, which I think might actually work for TPUSA as well.
I think that was explained already and dispelled. He, right? If I'm correct, he worked for, as you said, Turning Point. He's already been interviewed by the police. He was asked by Charlie's best friends and things of the people from, why did you do that? He said because he was protecting it. Again, believe that or not, I don't know. But there are answers for those things.
Right. And
I'm not saying they're true. I don't know.
The conspiracy portion of it is that Candace says, well, why don't you just release the footage to everybody? That just seems kind of weird. Which is the why, or why is he not doing that kind of thing? Which is why I'm tying them to the conspiracy that she's peddling here.
Right.
All right. So we've got local law enforcement would have to be involved, clearly, because they were the people on the ground.
Okay, wait. How so? Like what did they do? How did they feed into the?
Well, they're doing all the footwork, finding all of the clues and things or whatever. So, they're the ones who got a lot of the footage from UVU.
Right. And long story short, nobody has come forward from the local law enforcement and said the official word is lying. Right. So, okay, good enough. All right. Got you.
So then we've got the detective friend, the friend of the family. And then we've got who you were talking about on the stage, the sheriff, who's a friend with the detective. Mm-hmm. We've got Seth Dillon and Bill Ackman from
I could not believe he was gay. I didn't think he was gay. You know what I mean? His podcast I do like a lot, though.
That's
funny guy. Okay.
And then of course bees are involved. So
that doesn't surprise me. I tell you, these temple hives all over my neighborhood are really starting to be. Do you know the traffic it causes? Because these people, they walk on foot to their temple hives. You know what I mean? And beside the one thing that got me, how did they get their little yarmulkes to stay on top of their bee heads when their wings went so damn fast? I would just assume they've like. Son of a bitch! It all makes sense now.
Or honey. I mean, honey would work too, wouldn't it?
I truly assumed that they would just vibrate. The little yarmulke would vibrate right off. That's so fucking.
So go ahead and tell me what you got, kid.
All right. Well. Again, you can all check in for part 2, and we'll kind of keep going. But I want to end the podcast by making sure. Again, our official statement is, as unpleasant as it is, we don't know. We surmise. If you had to ask us today, we're going to go from point A to point B, and that's it. We understand, as I showed you with the sheriff. I get it, how things could look. I can tell you what I do have a problem with is the ballistics and the injury. So again, there's a lot not right, a lot that doesn't make sense.
Sure.
But everything we said here today about this Candace interview, and that we will continue on, is genuine and very, very rational. And I think we've been fair. If you have anything else, anybody else wants to say, please check in. And we need to hear from you, and we'd love to have some conversation with you.
Yeah, and I invite anybody to look at Candace's past 3 or 4 episodes on this with an open mind, and just kind of understand where we're coming from. That it doesn't seem to be coming from a place of rationality, and there could be a lot of reasons for it, but it just doesn't ring very true. I think that. To the honest listener. Yep.
And again, we acknowledged there's a lot that does not fit just perfectly. There's a lot that doesn't pass the smell test, as they say.
I hate that.
I'm glad. I know, but either way, thanks everybody. continue the good work. And I've never heard the piano sound better.
Sounds good, right?
I mean, I'm not joking. It sounds like it's fucking like next to me. Like
I said,
it's surround sound. Like I'm not fucking around. It's creeping me out. All right. Good night, everybody.
Follow us on Rumble if you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Twitch, YouTube. Come and follow us on Rumble. It's important. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.